Hello everyone. While some people will be late, I like to start with a personal story about relationship to power. Okay. I was thinking about giving it a subtitle and calling this how to transform lead into gold, because this is what a empowering relationship to our power is about. So I had a young woman as a client this week, and she reminded me of myself as a young woman. And I had a flashback that around her age, I wrote down a manifesto about my life, what it is that I do want to do and what it is that I do not want to do, where I want to be, what I want to do. And if I remember, it started out, I never ever want to get married, don't want to have children, and never ever want to be a teacher. And the list went on and on and on and on. And looking back now, I started to laugh because I was thinking, seeing my guides, taking this piece of paper with all the lists on it, and they they probably put their heads together and said, okay, now let's time these things, because all the things on that list were about my weak points, things that I was not in my power. Okay, so if we could look at this list and the list that we had in our heads as things that hold our power, which are points in our energy anatomy that need empowerment, then looking at things that are challenging in our lives would make a completely different story. I would like to tell you another story, and then I go into the meditation. And this is a very, very old story as well. So because it is way, way, way past actuality, I can share it. Many, many, many decades ago, I spent some time in Italy, and I didn't have a very good experience. And so when I left the country, I decided that I will never, ever, ever want to go back to visit. Never, ever, even if they pay me to. And I was holding my grudge against the whole country, all the people, the whole continent, because I had this bad experience, which meant that years later, I was still connected to that old story. I was still losing power to this story. You understand? Even in my subconscious mind, I was actively engaged with this story, with this hurt. It was like a bleeding wound. So many years later, I wanted to travel from Budapest to New York. And Lufthansa was on strike. And they were very kind, arranging alternative routes for all the passengers. Everyone went with KLM. I was transferred to Alitalia, and I had to go to Rome, and from Rome to New York. So that was already a cold water in my face. And on the airplane, an Italian man sat next to me who was just like the kind of man that I had, the type that I had the grudge against. And I am stubborn, but not that stubborn. So I knew I have 5 hours to release and end this bleeding. So by the time I got to New York, I was again in love with Italy and the Italian people and with food and everything else. Okay. So, and since we are talking about Italy, I just remembered, probably you saw it in Godfather, when Michael Corleone said, "Don't take it personal, it is strictly business." Unpleasant things happen to us and we take it personally. Instead of looking at them as the business, as an opportunity to empower us. So this is how I understand making something that is lead and heavy and transforming it and changing it to gold. Okay. So I like to use for my work the flower of life. This is very easy to imagine that this is the cross section of your channel between heaven and earth. This is where you sit, ideally in the center of it, with your spine. This is the place of your soul in this dimension and in this lifetime. And the diameter of this energy field is about 1.5 meters all around you. And the first thing I usually like to ask, please close your eyes, sit in the middle of this and feel this field, feel your boundaries. And detect any parts that are battered, that have dents, cracks, holes, or shaken so that you are misaligned from your center, sometimes completely out of your own field. These cracks, these dents are traumas, which are experiences in loss of power. As long as we stay in trauma, as long as we bleed into the past, which could be only half an hour past, but could be 20-year-old past, we are continuously losing life force, which is your power. Okay? So, what are the usual causes or origos for these dents? Birth experiences, schooling experiences, parents, babysitters, teachers, people who are in authority, misusing or abusing their power, illness, loss of work, any place, any time, any occasion when your physical, emotional, subtle bodies are in danger. Okay. Anytime when we have such a cracks and dents, as you can see, these are entry points into our very core. Not different as if your home had holes in it and anything or anyone could come and crawl through it. And usually when there is a dent, a hole, or a crack, it is not a helping person who comes through, but heavy energies. Okay, so when we are starting to heal ourselves, taking our power back, it is as if we were fixing holes in our walls. We are becoming intact, protected, and hold our power in. All right. These weak points, we have to say, people, these are the points where heavy energies, heavy emotions, fear, anger, hatred, jealousy, insecurity, revenge, the inability to forgive, the inability to empower another person, pride, aggressivity enters. These are low frequencies, and sensing the trauma in our system, sensing our weakness, they can enter. Okay. These subconscious programs can run our whole life, 95% of the time. Sometimes when I work with groups and we can really sense in what percentage we are not home. Usually it comes to 90% of the time. We are somewhere else or someone else is in our system. What does it mean? We see through someone else's eyes, we hear through someone else's ear, there is a filter in our voice, and in all the chakras, in our sexuality, in our creativity. So, sit please, if I may ask you to sit comfortably, but please try to sit so you can connect to your conscious breath and let it go down into your pelvic area. And with exhalation, sit into your pelvis. And feel, please, when you sit inside your pelvis, if you are sitting at the center, or the right or the left is stronger, and you are somewhat absent from one side. And see if the true north is there or there is a distortion in your whole system. And go in there with acceptance, whatever you find. This is not different than taking your blood pressure checking your pulse. This is checking your energy system. Should be done every morning, every evening. Where am I? Am I home? Am I outside? Am I sitting in my own pelvic area. Chart your field of power in your very own body first. And please do ask, where am I other than here? When you ask a question, your whole inner world, your whole intuition gets activated to give you an answer. Your whole perception opens because it wants to support you and make you strong and whole. So when we want to take our energy back, the first thing that we sit, connect, chart the energy system, feel your core with your breath, sit into your pelvic area, and feel your boundaries with a completely open heart and mind. That brings softness into your system. We are all vulnerable. We all have dents, cracks, hurts in our life stories. So you can go in there with compassion and acceptance. And when you start feeling it, the way to make you whole is being truthful. Deception is very, very strong in the field. Deception has been very, very strong for many generations. Truth has been punished, is being punished. See whistleblowers, okay? Try, please. You are healing yourself when you are truthful to yourself. Yes, I am very angry. Yes, I am very jealous. I am insecure. I have rage in me. As soon as we put these things up into the light, they lose power. They have power when they lurk under consciousness. As soon as they are visible, we can always transform them. There is this question that comes up. Why else are we afraid of being truthful? Okay. And I will work with this a little bit later, but let me just say, when we are truthful, let's say, I state that I have an addiction. Everybody does, okay? Just own it, people. Everyone has an addiction. And let's say I am addicted to sugar. I say I am addicted to sugar. I can no longer blame my health issues on another person. Either I change or don't. But I have to respond to this truth, you understand? And maybe I do not want to change. I want to stay where I am in my addiction. So I cannot pretend anymore that someone else is to blame for my situation. So when I am truthful, I have to respond to it, and I have to engage with this truth. And this right away usually activates fear, because my whole system is going to change. My diet has to change, the way I shop is going to change, my whole chemistry is going to change. There is a chain of reaction which are going to bring new things into my system, instead of staying in the usual old lukewarm place. Okay, so this is one of the reasons that it is very hard to be truthful. So, but we would want to be truthful. So we scan the field, find where we are losing power, find please at least one place, one dent, one crack where you are losing power. Be very truthful about it. Be very kind to yourself about it. And please, right away, as soon as you say this one thing that has a hold of you, this dent or crack will connect into your physical body. Feel it without thinking. Feel it. Trust your intuition. It is going to mostly second, third chakra right now. Okay. So it is going to show you through your soul energy anatomy how it is connected to your physical anatomy, and in due time where in the body can it manifest as a loss of power or health. Okay. So what are the dynamics of healing our power? Charting the energy field, being truthful with acceptance, and then decision. Decision for me is connecting to this ongoing connection to your intuition, to your channel, to your guidance, which will tell you exactly what it is that you have to do. If I connect to an element, it is the element ether. Okay, it's in your mind, you feel it. Sometimes there are not even words, but a very strong lights on sensation. Ether. Connected to the Akashic records, everything, all the knowledge is there. You are given access. Okay. And how ether manifests is through a vibration in space, which is sound. For the sound to come out, it is air, ether, air that is needed. So for me, it is essential that you state your intention with words, not just write it down, not just think it, you say it out. You say it out very correctly, because the universe responds to a correct, precise decision. And I would start very simply, first person statement, no if, buts, maybes. I want to heal. I want to take my power back. If you don't know where you lose it, I need help. Okay, I am in anger. Please take the bitter out of my heart. Very simple. Sometimes I would say just please. They know exactly the decision that you made. A please is that they know. Okay. Your words have to connect to your emotional body. So this is water. Water connects you with every cell. And then your whole body, every cell in your body will believe your words. You are still sitting, you just said something, but you said it connecting to your emotional body. You started the healing already. You haven't cleaned out sugar from your fridge or your cupboard, but your decision authentic already and started, engaged a healing on a cellular level already. It is so powerful. You can call it a mantra, you can call it a prayer, whatever association is comfortable for you, but bring back sacred words into your healing. When your body, your water in every cell believes you, then there is movement, there is action. Fire brings change, and then you can ground it. One element after another. Action. You have to do something, and then you embody that change. So please take a look at that one place that is a weak point for you, and see if you can make a decision to let go, to heal, to ask support in healing. Inhale and send it to every cell. Say it out loud. Say it in such a way that you believe it. All intentions move through the body with words. These are words of creation. You are activating, taking back your authentic voice. You are taking back the creative power of words. And I would like to read one of my favorite ones. I use words a lot. And I think I read this prayer already, but it wouldn't hurt to read it again. Connecting to all your cells. My world around me is my altar. My words are light creating spells. My every thought is an intention. My actions are rituals. To manifest all that is, I am sacred. I am divine. I am healthy. I am joyous. I am in connection. I am in my flow. I talked about our relation to our personal power, which cannot be mentioned without its connection to the collective power. Okay? So This is a very simple two-dimensional drawing. But imagine that the flower of life goes on, not just in 2, 3, but in 5 dimensions. And the very same way the internet connects us. This connects us, our torus, our field, with each other, with the earth, with all sentient beings, with the universe. We are interconnected, we are inter-are. And imagine just in this beautiful interconnectedness, yours is that spot here. And mine is this. And your friend is this, and so on and so forth. We are waving that field together. And if someone is losing power, the field warps. There is a distortion. Every personal healing empowers the whole field. Every personal healing, every personal frequency, raise of frequency, heals the frequency of the whole field. Can you not feel this? Okay. So again, please sit, connect to you, and now the very same flower of life, and connect to the energy field of this beautiful earth. The flower of life of planet Earth with the web of life connected. Feel the cross section of our Earth. You have been feeling for a long, long, long time, and see her dents, her cracks, her losses of power on a global level. We have experienced almost a year and a half attempt at our disempowerment. All sorts of fears and traumas, memories of traumas have been activated in us. Please feel that this global story, what kind of fear activated in you? Fear of death, yours or others. Loss of health, yours or loved ones. Fear because of a loss of work, income, livelihood. Fear because of a loss of freedom. That was strong for me. Thank you very much. Loss of sovereignty. Worry about physical safety. Your territory. Fear of seeing the truth. Facing the truth. What triggered you most the past year? Where do you still lose power because of the past year? This is the point that needs empowerment in you, which could be different from someone else, and again, different from someone else. Acknowledging the truth, again, requires us to respond to it. Do I want to activate my power, take my power back, or do I not want to take it back? Do I want to participate in co-creation? And as you feel the past year, again, connect this origo inside your body. Where does it make you lose power? So, awareness itself of this shows us and what level do we participate in mindsets or thought forms. In illness, it cannot be healed. In money, we are all going to starve. In relationship, I can't stand to be with loved ones so close up. How do we participate globally at world events? And since it came up very strongly and for a long time, it is really out in the table for us to look at how we are going to evolve out of these fearful mindsets globally. And I would like to bring up another way of, or level of healing, because we talked about all the 7 chakras, but I would like to talk about the 8th, 9th, 10th chakra, which is a little bit more impersonal. So let's please take a look what kind of archetypes are activated right now in the field, how they are related to the place that we leave behind us, Pisces, and to Aquarius, that we are going towards. We are in between 2 very different mindsets, and these world events brought up things that we need to evolve out of globally, because they belong to the past. I hope I said it right and you can understand it. Okay, so what belonged very strongly to the past was the victim archetype. So we can take a look at how do I feel victimized by the past year, and what is the opposite of a victim. A master. And master is not a master in hierarchy, but a master of my own being, my own consciousness. This is taking my power back. So please feel into it. How much victim is there? And are we ready to evolve into mastery? We have been being prepared with spiritual work for 60, 70 years, since the 60s, right? And everyone I know, all my friends, they are into a spiritual path. And it is my feeling that another archetype that has also came up during the year was the adolescent. This past 60, 70 years for us was a learning. And we did the best we could. But the past year asked us to step into adulthood. It is a huge difference. Please feel into it if it resonates with you. We still relate to money as an adolescent because we want an allowance from daddy instead of earning our money independently. If something goes wrong, we are still can be angry with our parents. As an adult, we cannot. This is a huge quantum leap for mankind. Consciously growing out of adolescence and entering into adulthood. Could we look at the past year as a rite of passage and transform lead into gold? Feel into it. All the old power structures come up for revision. Everything, all the corruption that came up, all the intimidation, the dishonesty, the manipulation, the intimidation, the misuse of power, everything that came up, it came up for revision. It triggered all the points in our global energy system, energy field, where we lose power, where we are not fully in our power. Do we want to stay in fear? Or work with transformation, transforming fear into creator, a healer, a master? It is totally open for us and we are completely supported. 24/7, we make decisions. Every decision we make either empowers us or disempowers us. The breakfast I had, the dress that I wear, my hair, these are all choices about power. Every choice either grows a spiritual muscle or makes me anemic spiritually. And every choice I make that makes me stronger makes my trust and faith grow in myself. Small steps, nothing huge, every day, I feel is the way into adulthood consciously. It makes us trust in our powers in the invisible world. We will grow from the inside out in our tree of life and not expect approval from the outside in. We take our power back into our torus and grow and expand and grow and expand with each and every decision that empowers us. If you haven't already, I would like to advise, please do a daily spiritual practice with words. Connecting to your channel, connecting to your highest vibration, your intuition, to your emotional body. Stay connected. The deepest misery I find in people that they are disconnected. Like a kite just flowing in the full of fear, nothing. When you are connected and your channel grows, you are fearless. I believe that we are in an evolution. And everyone here, everyone I know has a gift. And your gift will show itself in the trigger points that you experienced in the past year. The trigger points are places where you can download and heal a field in the collective. Please feel into it. What is your call in this evolution, in this change? Maybe homeschooling. Maybe you experience the freedom and liberation of your children. I homeschooled mine for 14 years, the best experience of my life. I have never been so happy, except now and yesterday. Maybe health and healing calls you. Maybe organic food and protection of the earth through organic food calls you. Maybe it is the healing words that call you. I know of 2 people who are not using their voice, although it is just healing. They could read the newspaper and heal. Maybe home birthing is where you want to take your power and humanity's power back. We are interconnected. What you heal, it heals in everybody. Do you understand that? Do you feel that? We can really heal this planet, one person at a time. And it starts with us. And it is through love towards ourselves and each other. As it is, love is, the universe is light in action. Thank you, everyone. You have a beautiful evening. I'll be back in 10 minutes with the Hungarian version. Good night.